Hi, my name is James Penwright and welcome to the Sportfish Spring Spectacular. Today I'm going to be talking to you about myself and how I got started in my fishing career. I got into fly fishing when I was about 5 or 6. I remember going down to my local fishery doing some coarse fishing, and I saw people fly fishing there, and it was just something I wanted to give a go, and I just took a love for it ever since. I love fly fishing so much because it's so different, and there's a real technique to it, rather than just sitting and casting a rod. You're always moving, you're always casting, stripping. There's always a key element to it. I got into fishing when I was around 3. I started taking a passion for fishing and started looking at it. I was quite young. To this day, I don't really know how I got into it. It's a weird one. It's a really weird one. No one in my family fishes, just me. I just one day, I just picked up a rod and went fishing, and I've loved it ever since. There's never been, I never saw something. I never was taught out. It was just something inside me. Just, has always loved it. I got into the England youth fly fishing team when I think I got in when I was 11. I remember doing a competition at Elladine Lakes, doing a Grays Bank National, and there was a lot of boys from the England youth team there, and it was something I just saw, and I said to myself that I wanted to get into that when I was old enough, and I did. The process of qualifying, it was pretty simple. Back then you just used to book a boat, I think, online, and then you turn up on qualifying day and you go out, fish till lunch, come in, have a break, go back out, and it's usually just most fish, and then that will place you 1 to 15, and then if you're 15, that's reserve, so you don't fish the final in the summer. But if someone's sick, you would take over them. So 1 to 14 all fish the final. The home internationals are in 4 different countries: Wales, England, Scotland and Ireland. Competition fishing's, it definitely has made me a better angler. Not in every single way, but in certain parts of it, for example, just being more efficient with things, like setting up and that, because you don't have a lot of time to be faffing around setting up gear and stuff. And as well, it's competition fishing. It's about, if something's not working, you've got to find out what to use that's going to work, and you've got to find it out quickly. You don't have enough time to go through every fly in your box, and take your sweet time with it. There's definitely some parts of it that have made me a better angler. I think to get youngsters into fly fishing, I think you've just got to start how most of us started, and just start with the basics, whether that's coarse fishing with a float, and just sort of develop a real passion and love for the sport. And then if they really enjoy it, then you can sort of bring in, they'll have the basic knowledge of how everything works, how a fish feeds, where to find fish. So then I think it's easier to just step up and start fly fishing, rather than just starting off straight fly fishing. I think that would work. I think fly fishing is really good to get into because it's a fantastic sport. It reduces your stress levels big time. You'll be surprised how much just going out for a few hours, if that's it, just going out doing a bit of fly fishing, it really does help being out in nature. It's a great form of exercise, especially if you're fishing on a river or a big lake. You're always walking, getting a lot of steps in. And it's just all around just a fun thing to do, especially when you hook a really nice fish. I I do love boat fishing. Boat fishing, it has to be one of my favourites. But I also really love, finding new waters and roaming around. So whether that is boat or bank, just going out on a new venue and exploring it and seeing what there is there. You have no idea what's in there. So you could hook a fish of a lifetime, or you could be fishing a lake with nothing in it, or a river that has no fish. It's definitely fun to do that. So I like a mix of boat and bank, but I'd say the main part of it is fishing somewhere new is really fun. Yeah, I started off with fishing small still waters for trout. Did that for a number of years, and then I didn't get bored, but I just thought it was very repetitive, and I thought there's all these other fish. I was just thinking to myself, how can I catch them on the fly? And then I think from then on I started pike fishing on the fly. At the time, I don't think it was done by like a lot of people. It wasn't as it is now. It was still fairly quiet. I started pike fishing on the fly, and I've loved it ever since, and I've caught a number of big fish on the fly. I also, around that time, I started fly fishing for salmon on the River Spey. That as well, that is something else. That is really special when you catch your first salmon. And anything else now, really, perch, zander, carp, anything that swims, I'll try and catch it on the fly. My most memorable catch, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I know one, I've got a couple. One that's definitely up there would be catching my first salmon on the River Spey. That was a beautiful fish. It was 12, 13 pound springer. Fought like crazy, nothing like it. That was a very memorable catch for me. But also catching my first pike on the fly, that was a really, really fun moment. That I've had so many. I couldn't just label one out. I have a few, but definitely first pike on the fly and first salmon on the fly. They are some fish I will always remember for the rest of my life. Fishing's, it's fishing. There's many different types of fish to catch. There's many different ways to catch them. There's many different places to travel to go catch them. There's many different jobs in the industry for it. Fishing's just one of those things where, it comes as like a package. There's so much to do within it, and I think everyone should, at least try one part of it. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about myself and why I love fly fishing so much. If you yourself don't fly fish or know other people that don't, maybe it's a good idea for yourself to start or get other people into the sport, as it is a great opportunity. Once again, thank you for watching me today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Sportfish Spring Spectacular.